What's up, everyone? It is Mitchell J, the Scaredy Cat Guide, and gonna talk some crypto again. And real point I want to make is that you don't need to do something every day, and really, there's not something to talk about every day. Um, Overanalysis is a thing. I actually like that this moment has come up because it kind of just shows my point of you do not need to trade crypto every day to actively invest in it. In fact, sometimes there's nothing to do for, even a week. You just kind of give it a check here and there and, act accordingly. If you want to glance at it once a day, cool. Sometimes you might not even need to do that. Obviously, it ebbs and flows. Right now, things have been quiet. So, as far as anything I need to say today, it's really not any different than my video from 2 days ago. Obviously, we've we're still in all the price points, but the difference is, we're getting an up candle today. So right now we're actually, pressing this little downtrend line that we've developed, because we had high, lower high, came down, boom. So now the question is, can we push through this? Obviously, I don't give this line a ton of weight, but I use it as a guiding point because we keep making these lower highs. So the question is, are we going to, fail here, or is it going to maybe even go sideways or bust out to the upside? Bottom line is, though, all that shows me is, all right, great, we didn't make another lower high, which is a positive price development, but nothing's changed in terms of the price points. You know what I mean? We're still looking at downside 6K and upside, us needing to essentially test this line, the bottom of the old long-term uptrend line, which will bring us to about 8K. So upside, I'm looking for us to, break 8K. Downside, our downside risk is basically 5,900, 6,000. So consolidating sideways here is actually not the worst thing. It's somewhat constructive. So I'm fine with that. Obviously, it's better than us dumping, but outside of that, like same thing. Price points are the same. 8K on the upside, 5,900 on the downside. So really, there's nothing to do. We're still kind of sitting here waiting. So I'm just holding what I have, and I'm not going to add unless either A, we push down and test 6K, and I'll see what happens there, or if we were to get to 8K, and then if we establish above there, then I may take a shot if it looks like we're going to extend and maybe attack this 200-day moving average again. So the point of this whole video is you don't have to do something every day. You don't even have to do everything every week. Like let the market come to you, and it also depends on what you're trying to get out of it. If you are just building a crypto portfolio and you want to actively trade around it, then again, you're doing what I'm doing. You're sitting here waiting for our next price target of either 8 or 6, and then seeing what price action we get. If we're getting reversal at 6, or if we're getting continuation at 8, and then from there, you might want to either leg in or see how it plays out and just ride the momentum. There's no need to always do something. So again, still looking at the same price points. We caught a little bid here. This has happened in the last couple hours as of this video. We got a big hourly high volume candle that pushed us up essentially just above 7K. We'll see if there's any follow through. There is still another 5 hours or so on this daily candle, and it'll be interesting to see if we can at least push higher and get out of at least this descending slope. But at the same time, we really need to get above 7,400. We need to establish above 7,400, 7,500 really to have made a new high and at least tick something off on the positive price action checklist. So that's really what I'm looking at. Again, kind of just sitting on my hands until then and doing nothing. Patience is key. And even for someone who's actively trading, don't overtrade. I was saying this to some of the crypto traders I know. I was like, this environment over the last week and a half has been the perfect environment to fall into overtrading. And I know this from experience, back from my equity trading days. It is easy to overtrade when essentially you're just bouncing around in this little range. The problem is you never really get any follow through, and there's not really much money to be made, if any at all. So especially because the risk reward scenarios really don't get much. So that's not to say you can't find a day trade in there, but it's conducive to over trading, which is never positive. I can tell you right now, over trading is always going to be negative to your portfolio. So that's really my 2 cents. I don't even know if we need to look at any other cryptos. It's kind of the same story. Ethereum, same thing. Still needs to get above this 405 prior support, which is now resistance. And obviously downside is, 285 really until the next support. So it's technically in the upper end of this now lower range. So if I had this line drawn where the hash line is, that would be the range that we're in right now. So we really definitely want to get back up into this range of plus side of 405. That gives us, upside target all the way up into the sixes. So again, nothing really changed with that. Kind of just going sideways, and this is noise. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we got a green candle today. People are going to start getting excited. We haven't done anything. Nothing's changed. So whether we're at 390 or we're at 378, it's the same scenario, like in terms of whether we're long or short or how we're looking at the market. So that is also kind of another point I want to get across. Same thing. Nothing's changed here with Bitcoin. You know what I mean? This is basically consolidation with a little blip up and then a little blip down, and we're kind of just waiting to see what happens. This is just noise. So let's wait to see how the noise plays out. All right, I think that's it for now. I'm not even going to scroll through the news. I mean, I've seen some stuff. I think I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned in the last video, George Soros apparently is getting involved in crypto investing now after he kind of denounced it like a year ago. So that'll be interesting because he's a legendary investor and is known for essentially pushing markets certain directions. So it's almost somewhat worrisome, but we'll see what happens, and I'll see you on the next video. As usual, I'll put links in the show notes for the ebook, the free ebook download for all the crypto newbie stuff in terms of, how Bitcoin works, how the blockchain works, all that good stuff. And then a link to the crypto class that, again, always talks about or teaches the stuff I talk about. So we'll see you on the next one.